Hi guys, welcome to my Etsy channel. This is Nancy from nancybadillo.com and welcome to another Etsy tutorial. On today's video, I'm going to talk about how to properly size your Etsy listing images. So if this is your first time visiting my Etsy channel and you are an Etsy seller, maybe you're thinking of becoming an Etsy seller or you already have your handmade business, make sure to subscribe. This is a place for you. I upload weekly videos about Etsy and how to build a thriving business, either if you are an Etsy seller or have your own handmade business. So make sure that you subscribe today. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about Etsy and properly sizing your product images. This is a video that was requested by one of my subscribers, and I thought it would be a great idea to just go ahead and do a video and kind of showcase how I do my photos and also talk a little bit more about how I plan to do my photos in the future so they could be easy to pin on Pinterest without having to redo my photos again. So let's go ahead and get started. So basically, when you are doing your listing photos, Etsy recommends that you do your photos at least 2000 pixels wide. And the reason why they want you to do it at least 2000 pixels wide is to have a really nice resolution and view whenever somebody clicks on the zoom button. If your photos are less than 2000 pixels and somebody clicked on the actual photo to view it at a closer view, the resolution is going to be very grainy. It's not going to be high resolution, and it's going to lose the aha moment, right, or the quality of that photo. That person is not going to see it that great. So what they want you to make sure is that whenever somebody zooms into the photo, that is clear, is high resolution, and for that to be the way, you have to have at least 2000 pixels or more. Obviously, the higher the better. Um, so make sure that from here on, all your photos are 2000 pixels wide. That way, when they're viewing your photos, is clear, especially when they click on the zoom button. Now, to keep your listing photos, like, consistency is the key. You have to make sure that all your photos in that same listing all have the same size. As you can see, all my photos have the same size. Now this one doesn't have the same size. What happens with you not having all your photos the same size, let's say this one was a product picture, what happens is right here in the corner, this will be all grayed out. And the reason why mine's is not grayed out is because I did the same size as this one. I just put the image in the middle and then saved it and uploaded it as a JPEG. However, if you don't do that and you don't put the photo in the middle and size them all the same size, that's when you see pictures that have like that gray undertone on the side of the photo or in the top. And to be honest, it doesn't look appealing. It doesn't look nice. So what you want to make sure is that all your photos are sized the same size. You want to make sure that they're the same dimensions before you upload them. I recommend using like Canva, because you could come to Canva and you could do, okay, I'm going to do a photo 2000 by 2000, and then you could pick your dimensions of what you want and you could start working. You could drop all your photos here, save them, and have them all the same size. So that's what I would recommend. That way you don't run into the issue that one photo is one size, the next photo is a different size, the third photo is a different size. And then what you start noticing is that there's no consistency, and the photos that are all different sizes that don't match the first one, all of them have gray on the side or on the top, and it's not attractive. And you got to think about when people shop on Etsy, it's all about visual. The first thing they see is your photo. So your photos have to be amazing. They have to be cropped in a complimentary way. They have to show your product off in a really nice way. That way you could have more sales. People could click on it and want to learn more about the product, make an informed decision, and then go ahead and proceed with the purchase. but it starts with the photo. If you have a bad photo, it doesn't matter how great your product is, it doesn't matter how amazing your product is, it will cost you the sale. So therefore, having all your photos look amazing, not just the first one, but making sure that every photo after that looks good or as good as you could get it is very, very important that you do that. And the first photo in the listing, what they recommend is that it should be horizontal or square. So this is kind of like a square. It's a little bit more, it's not a square, but it's somewhat of a square. So I would say if you wanted to do it just like how Etsy recommends, I would abide by the dimensions of 2000 by 2000. And this is an actual dimension that I did on this actual illustration a few seconds ago. This is 2000 by 2000. It's a square, and that's what they want. I particularly, in the future, I'm going to start doing 1200 by 800. And this is how it looks to kind of give you an idea. Now, what I have to do is try to see how it would look on Etsy first as well. But the reason why I wanted to do it this way, but vertical instead of horizontal, is because I'm trying to create my photos that when I pin them on Pinterest, they are the Pinterest size already. But then what you got to do is when you do it that way, you have to be careful because when you upload the photo here, you have to make sure that the product or whatever you're selling, your service, is right in the middle so it doesn't get cut off. So if you see this picture here, there's more to it, right? There's flowers and there's a ribbon, there's like a little journal. But when you look at it on the Etsy search results, this is what people are actually seeing. They don't see all this image until they click on it. So you want to make sure that your product or whatever you're selling is in the middle of the photo, because what Etsy does is they automatically resize your photos in the search results. So what they do is that what they want is that the photo has to be horizontal or square, and this helps them ensure that the center is the focal point, right, of whatever you're selling. And then what they do is they crop the thumbnail. So they did crop mine, as you could see. So what you want to make sure is that because they're cropping the thumbnails, that your image or whatever you're trying to sell is in the middle of it. That way it doesn't get cropped out. It's very, very important that you do that. This is one of the factors that they do to put all the photos, because they can't have all the photos on different sizes like everyone else has it, because they have the feed, all of them have to look the same, which is being cohesiveness. So if you were to go to the feed and you were to type in, let's just look up anything, it doesn't matter at this moment. See how all of these are square, and that's how they showcase their items. Everything is in a square. So therefore, when this is my item right here, when somebody searches it, it's gonna the item has to be in the middle. So just keep that in mind. So what I plan to do for my Pinterest account is create a vertical image. So let's say the balloons will be here and my image will be high like that. But what I have to do is I have to make sure that the image that I'm selling, whatever I'm selling, is in the center. That way when Etsy crops it, it still showcases my product. When they click on it, it'll be a vertical image. And then when I share it on Pinterest, my Pinterest account, I could have already a vertical pin that I don't have to redo again. So for instance, this is my Pinterest account. So what I'm trying to do is create, and I'll give you an idea here. I'm trying to create a pin that is already like this. See? So I will put the balloon like somewhere right here in the middle. That way when they crop it right here. But then when I pin it on Pinterest, I already have the full thumbnail of Pinterest. Because with Pinterest, in order to get some traffic and in order to show your products, they have to be vertical. So therefore, I don't have to recreate my Etsy listing to put it vertical and redo a whole new listing and waste more time. Now, keep in mind that photos are automatically resized by Etsy, and they usually do it from the middle, like I said earlier. So make sure that you start doing it this way. That's the way that Etsy wants it. And keep in mind that dimensions for thumbnails, like how they do it, is 75 pixels by 75 pixels. That's the dimension that they show on the search results. And the dimensions that they show on your listing page is 170 by 135. So they do resize the photos dimensions and crop them from the center, and that's just to best represent the product. But I do see a lot of people's images on Etsy search results that get cut off because their product is not in the middle. Maybe their product is a little bit more to the left or a little bit more to the right. So when Etsy crops it, it gets cropped off. So you want to make sure that for product photography, make sure that you use all 10 images if you can. I highly recommend doing that. That you show off your products and details in different angles. And that you also show like a size and scale of the product that you're selling, because people want to make sure that whatever they're buying, it fits their requirements. When you sell online, all people have is a photo. They can't physically go to the store, to your store, and hold the item, touch the texture, see how it feels, maybe wear it depending on what you sell. So all they have to go by is your photos. So it's very important that your photos show the size and scale of that particular item that you're selling. Make sure that you use subtle backgrounds that really doesn't distract from the item, cropped in a complimentary way. Make sure that your product is properly centered, like I said, in the thumbnail photo because of Etsy cropping it in the search results. And then making sure you show the product in different ways. I have it here on a shopping bag, that you could use your logo. And then I have it here just plain. That way if they want to zoom in and really see it, they could see it without no distraction. And, I showcase it in a business card so you could see how it looks in a business card. And it's just different ways that you could do it just to showcase it. But make sure that you follow these tips. Hopefully this video will help you to get started in the right way with product photography and sizing it correctly. Guys, if this is your first time, like I said earlier, you have any questions about product photography, any tips or anything that you are struggling with on your Etsy shop, leave them below. I'm trying to create a sense of community where we all come together and we help each other out. So make sure that you leave your comments below. Don't forget to use Canva. It is an amazing service. It's free, and you're able to go in there and you're able to size any image, any size that you need it. So it's really easy to use, drag and drop. So I highly recommend Canva, especially for starters if it's your first time and you don't have like a software that you're currently using. So I hope that this tutorial was helpful. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Thank you guys.